So I wanted to talk about a piece of work that I'm doing through crystal therapy with my sister. So fibromyalgia is a chronic condition that is a central nervous disorder, and as yet there is no cure. My sister was diagnosed with fibromyalgia 18 years ago, but she's been suffering for 20 years. Symptoms are widespread pain across the body, um, fatigue, a real sensitivity to pain, touch, light, nausea, headaches, depression, anxiety. So with the physical symptoms, there's the mental, emotional symptoms as well of suffering from a condition that the doctors tell you there is no cure for. So if you can imagine living in pain every single day, and knowing that there is no cure. My sister, for example, has refused to go on any medication. She's tried a number of things. I think they tried a blood transfusion kind of thing with her. I'm not an expert, I'm not a doctor. I don't profess to know anything about fibromyalgia. But what I do know about is crystal therapy. I'm a certified crystal energy guide, and I have decided to see if I can help my sister manage her everyday symptoms through regular crystal therapy work. Um, I'm not saying crystal therapy will cure fibromyalgia. Like I said, there is no cure. But what it will be able to do is to give her more of resilience for when her symptoms get bad. And because the crystals are incredibly relaxing for the body, they de-stress you, they relax you, they ground you. I think by working regularly with crystals with my sister, she'll receive the benefits of the crystals on her body. And like I said, make hopefully enable her to be more resilient to the awful symptoms that fibromyalgia presents itself in. Hopefully making her more positive as well at the end of it. And it's an ongoing thing. It's going to be a bit of a journey. I've seen my sister sink into depression. She feels hopeless. When you're told that there is no cure, and the pain that you're living with is what you're left with, unless you go on medication, which my sister, is worried about will completely change her. Maybe even like so she can't feel anything. She doesn't want to rely on medication. She doesn't want to go there because over time she envisions that the medication she's on won't be enough, and so then they'll have to increase the dosage. So actually, it feels hopeless, doesn't it? That situation, it just, you're like, right, okay, she's resigned to knowing that she's going to always be suffering from fibromyalgia, which is dreadful, as you'll agree. So what I'm hoping to do, like I said, is work with my sister through crystal therapy, and I'm going to be blogging, if you like, through this channel on a regular basis. So what I will be doing, I've already done 2 sessions with my sister, about quite spaced out, to be honest with you, because the first one was back in the summer, in May time, and I think it was May, and the last session I did with her was in September. But now my sister has given me permission to go ahead with sessions and actually to publicize them through socials, we can work on a more regular basis. So I'm hoping that we'll be able to do sessions every 4 to 6 weeks. And even when those sessions have ended, my sister will still receive those benefits for the following weeks. Okay, so in between, the crystals will still be doing their magic on her body through the periods when we're not in session together. So I actually do live away from my family. So what will happen is where we can't be together face to face, I will do a session remotely, and remote sessions are fine. Okay, there is no difference. They still have the same benefits. It is preferable to be in person, and I will make sure that I am doing as many sessions as I possibly can in person with her. And I will, like I said, I will blog the outcome through these either videos or written blogs or posts. I'm not quite sure, you know, what that's going to look like at the moment. But I just wanted to get it out there. So like I said, I had a second session with her in September, and Nick wasn't able to give me any feedback from that session. A few weeks later, I asked her how she felt, and her initial reaction was to say, no difference in my physical pain whatsoever. In fact, she was actually able to say that because she had had to go through some physio, her pain had actually got worse. And I said, well, you know, don't just concentrate on the physical. What about your own emotional, mental health? How do you feel? Did you feel lifted? She was kind of acknowledging, because even I noticed the changes in her as I was actually working with her. I noticed her mood lifting. But I think sometimes you don't, when you're so down and low, because of a condition that's been with you for so long, it just feels like a weight on you. I think it's hard then to start seeing the benefits that you are receiving, if that makes sense. I think the awareness wasn't there of her mental states. So I'm hoping that regularly working with crystals with my sister will actually help her to become more aware as well of the work that the crystals are doing. So yeah, so that's basically what I plan to do. So we'll chart my journey, like I said, through this channel. Maybe there might be some posts instead. I'm not quite sure if it's always going to be easy to get on camera. It's a bit of a tough ask sometimes, isn't it, doing your video? It's not about me, it's about my sister. So the important thing is to chart her progress, and then each time that I'm charting the progress after we've had a session, well, what I mean is, what I will do is leave it a few weeks after each session, and then I will feedback my sister's feedback through these posts or blogs, so that you can see if there's any progress. So basically, this is completely raw. Okay, there is no filtering. If my sister says I felt nothing, I've had no benefit from that session whatsoever, then that is what I will say. That is that is how confident I am that she will start to see improvements though over time. I know she will. It's just because I haven't been able to do this on a regular enough basis with her yet, that, you know, she can't see it yet. But I know she will start to feel those benefits. And then initially, maybe not so much. And then, so when we, so what I'll do, I'll start off the video or the post with a rough idea of what I've done with my sister in that session, what we worked through. And the other thing I wanted to mention is, because it's such a complex condition, there are a myriad of different symptoms associated with it, and different things that come off the back, and even symptoms that actually put you in mind of other conditions as well. So there's a lot of crossover, which is why you know, sometimes it could take a while for fibromyalgia to be actually diagnosed by a GP. But basically, when my sister comes to a session, I will work on the issues that are presenting themselves to us at that time. So it's kind of working on a layer system. So I will always need to tackle the things that are furthermost, the topmost, you know, annoying, uh, uh, you know, can't think of the word I want to say here, but you know, the most top level issues. For example, if she comes to a session and she has a really bad migraine, then I'll be concentrating on reducing the pain of that migraine through the crystals. Whereas if she comes to a session and she's feeling absolutely wiped out, totally tired, you know, no energy for anything, can barely lift her body, you know, move her body around, then what I will do then is to actually work on rebalancing her system and re-energizing her. Okay, so you know, it's not limited to one or two things in a session. It's the things that are further, you know, topmost, uppermost. So if she's very stressed, the first thing I've got to deal with is that stress, to get her into a better state of mind. So anyway, here's hoping that this works and that I'm able to help my sister. And I did want to chart our progress on here because I know there are many sufferers out there with fibromyalgia who, you know, don't want to give in to the medication, but they find they're increasing, you know, every day of their existence is becoming an uphill struggle, and that is no way to live. So this is an experiment for me. It's an experiment for my sister. I hope that I can help her through these sessions, and I'm charting her progress so that hopefully you'll be able to get some help for your own condition, if this at all resonates. And I would always say give it a try anyway. Try anything at all that you can, even if it just lifts your mood, elevates your mood, you know, removes stress. That is still worthwhile. That is still worth repeating. You know, coming to do the sessions month after month, that's got to be worth it for your body, for a state of peace and relaxation that you'll be able to have in your body. Anyway, so that is the end of this first video, a bit longer than I intended, and I'll see you again soon.